I have some figures or shapes from the geometric cabinet here. Can we identify any solid here? No.
No.
We can't identify any solid. Can we identify lines?
Yes.
Yeah. Come and show me lines here on this figure. That's a line.
This is a line, and this a line.
What about here? Can you show me a line?
There's a line. This is a line. This is a line, and this is a line.
What about this circle? Can you show me a line?
This is a line.
Just one line. Okay. Now what about point? Can we identify point?
Yes.
So let's identify point.
This is a point.
That's a point.
This is a point, and this is a point.
What about here? Can you show me a point?
This is a point. This
This.
is a point.
That's a point.
This is a point, and this.
And this is a point.
Yes.
Okay. What about on the circle? You can just add just tiny point.
Yes.
You remember the point you saw where the ball touched the surface? Yeah. Okay. So what about surface? Can you identify surface
Yes.
on these shapes? Show me the surface.
This is the surface.
The surface. What about here?
This is the surface.
Yes, the surface. The surface. What about here?
This is the
The
surface.
circle. This is surface. So on these figures, what we can just identify the point, line, and surface. We can't identify any geometric solid. So that's what we have here: surface, line, point. Today we are going to do something else in a solid geometry, from the point to the solid. Look at this, you already know this. What is this?
Here's a point.
The unit.
Unit.
Is a unit bead. That's it. It's so tiny, it gets lost in my hand. It's like the image of a point. See how tiny it is. Now let's see. One point, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points. Can you continue?
5 points. 6 points. 7 points.
8 points, 9 points, 10 points. Lots of points. Look at what have I made? I made a line. The point is a constructor of the line. We are doing the opposite of what we normally do before. Before, we had this 10 bar, and we will find the points within the line. Before we find the points within the line, that's what we used to do, by counting the units. So when we count the units, we are actually finding the points within the line. Look at it. So this line that we have formed with the points is similar to the 10 bar. Can you see the similarity?
Yes, I can.
Now, let's make lots of lines and see what we get. Now, imagine that I have this line here, line, another line, making another line, another line. Now I'm making lots of lines. Another line. And you continue to make lines.
Another line.
Mm-hmm.
Another line. Another line. Another line. Another line.
So you make lots of lines. What do you see here? A surface.
Yes.
That this 100 square is similar to what we have done here. This is surface. That it fills my hand. This is surface. Now I have this surface. Told you like the 100 square is like a surface. Now I want to get more surfaces. Another surface. Can you build the different surfaces? Another surface.
Another surface. Another surface. Another surface. Another surface. Another surface. Another surface. Another surface. And another surface.
Wow. Built lots of surfaces. And what do we see here? You see a geometric solid. That's it. A cube.
Yes.
So the 1,000 like a cube. So we build lots of surfaces to get to the cube. Now this solid, if seen from a very far distance, will look like a point. This solid that we have just created here, if it's seen from a very far distance, it will look like a point. So you've seen that the point is actually the constructor of them, or the constructor of the line, constructor, and then we use the line to construct the surface, and then we use the surface to construct the solid. So we say this is a point.
Points.
This is a point. And we remember we use the point to construct the
Lines.
line. This is a line made up of many points. Line. Then we use the line to construct the surface. So the surface is made up of many lines. Surface. And we use the surface to build up the solid. So the solid is made up of many surfaces. Solid. Now let's review what we have been doing here. These are surfaces, right? We have many surfaces that we use to build this solid.
Yes.
Like 1,000 cubes is solid. So we see that this solid is built up of surfaces, just like we have done here. We use these surfaces to build a solid. So we can remove these surfaces here and replace this with a solid. Okay. So we see that we say the solid is built up of surfaces, and here we have a surface. The surface is built up of lines. And now, what about the line? The line is made up of points. You can see the line. And what about the unit? The unit is made up of nothing. A point has no dimension. Therefore, the point is a constructor of the solid. Let's look at the solid and see how many dimensions we have. We have a line here.
Yes.
One dimension. We have another line here or here.
Yes.
That's the second dimension. And then we have another line here. So how many dimensions do we have in a solid?
3 dimensions.
3 dimensions. 1, 2, 3. So in a solid we have 3 dimensions. Now let's look at a surface and see how many dimensions we have in a surface. You can look at this one. They are the same thing. 1, 2. So a surface has how many dimensions?
2 dimensions.
2 dimensions. What about a line? How many dimensions do we have? 1. A line has just 1 dimension. What about a point? A point has no dimensions.